Now that we've gone through the button component, let's take a look at how the UI input system works. Let's create a new scene called Input Scene and save it into our Scenes folder. Next, let's create a new button. Now let's walk through the components on the event system. There are three main components. There is the event system itself, there is the standalone input module, and there is the touch input module. Each of these handle a specific task when it comes to capturing input. The event system is what controls all the input. You can tell the event system which UI element is selected first. You can also check whether or not it sends navigation events. And also you can define the drag threshold if you're doing drag and drop with the UI. Next, in the standalone input module, this handles input coming from an axis. An axis is mapped to your project's input. Let's take a look at the project settings and input. Here you'll see all of the default axes that your game can have. There's horizontal, vertical, fire 1s through 3, jump, mouse, on and on. These can be mapped to the keyboard or to a game controller. The standalone input module reads from those input mappings and normalizes them so that all you need to worry about is the horizontal axis, the vertical axis, whether a submit button has been pressed or a cancel button. From there, you can map those to specific buttons on a controller or your keyboard from the input panel. Also in the standalone input module is the input actions per second value. You can increase or decrease this to modify the fidelity of how often you receive events, and also the repeat delay to keep a button from continually being pressed over and over again when it's held down. You can also force this module to be active in a situation where it may normally not be, such as mobile. On the touch input module, this handles all touch events. Again, you can also force this to be active in situations where there may not be a touch screen. The standalone input module and the touch input module are responsible for taking all types of input and feeding them into the event system so that your UI system knows what's going on. In the next video, we'll talk about controller navigation and how we can move from one UI element to another using the keyboard as an example.